Hello students, I already started the chapter, the Silk Road. It is chapter number 8 from Hornbill, and the first paragraph was discussed by me. So now let me move on with the second paragraph. Now the author already started his journey towards Mount Kailash, and he was accompanied by Shitan as well as Daniel, and they are proceeding in a car. We took a shortcut, the shortest route. Shortcut here means the shortest route. Route, Route, to get off the Chanthang. Chanthang is another place. Shitan knew a route. Route means way, Route, that would take us southwest, that is the direction, southwest, almost directly towards Mount Kailash. So, Shitan and Daniel, these characters were introduced to you all in the previous paragraph. So, in the second paragraph, as I had started explaining to you all, we found the character Shitan again here, and Shitan knew a shortcut route, and that is in the southwest direction. And according to him, if they move towards the southwest direction, then obviously directly they can reach towards Mount Kailash. It involved crossing several fairly high mountain passes, he said, but as they will move towards the southwest direction, they had to cover several fairly high mountain ranges or mountain passes, he said. But no problem, sir, he assured us. Why us? Because the author was not alone. Along with the author, Daniel was also there, who acted as the translator. Remember when the author had a conversation with Hamo? Previously I told you. But no problem, sir, he assured us. If there is no snow, if there is no snowfall, then proceeding by a car towards the southwest direction and reaching Mount Kailash won't be a big trouble. But if there is snowfall, then obviously the route, rather to say specifically the route, Route, will be blocked. There will be a blockage. So let us hope that there is no snowfall. If there is snowfall, then it will create a lot of difficulty. If there is no snowfall, then it will be very smooth journey. That is what Shitan tried to say. So I repeat, but no problem, sir, he assured us. If there is no snow, if there is no snowfall, then there is no problem. If there is snowfall, then there is problem. What was the likelihood of that, I asked. Not knowing, sir, until we get there. Now, the narrator Nick Middleton asked him that could you at least say, because you are a localite or a local, you are a local person and you are quite familiar with this place and the weather of this place. So, can you predict what can be in the weather? And in reply to that, Shitan told him, not knowing, sir, until we get there. It is very, very difficult to predict. Until and unless we move there, it is very, very difficult to predict what might be the weather in that place. From the now that ends the second paragraph. Now I am moving on to the third one. From the gently rolling hills of Ravu, the shortcut took us across vast open plains with nothing in them except a few gazelles that would look up from nibbling the arid pastures. Okay, now gazelles are like deer, or we can say they are small in size, but they are like the deers only, and they are very cute and very beautiful to look at. and especially they are found in the mountainous regions. So these gazelles, they were actually munching, nibbling. There is a term in your text, you will find it, NIBBLING. Nibbling means munching. So few gazelles were munching the arid pastures while the car proceeded, and it seems that when the car proceeded, they stopped nibbling or munching the arid pastures, and those gazelles, they went on looking at the car. It's a very beautiful scene. And frown before bounding away into the void. And it seems that the sound of the car irritated them a lot, and they escaped from that place. And bounding away into the void means as soon as they heard the sound of the engine of the car, and as the car was proceeding, they moved from that place. Farther on, where the plains became more stony than grassy, a great herd of wild ass came into view, Tibetan donkeys. Shitan told us we were approaching them long before they appeared. That means they were actually following the car, and they were seen after a certain time. After a certain amount of time, they were seen. Kuang, he said. Actually, that is another Tibetan term. Previously, we have read a Tibetan term like Kora. We have read another Tibetan term, Drogba. This is another one. Kuang actually means wild ass or wild donkeys. That is another Tibetan term, pointing towards a far off pall of dust. And as they were marching along in a group, and it seems that as they were marching along or as they were moving along, few dust particles were also been blown apart as they were moving on. Maybe because of the breeze was also blowing. Far off pall of dust. When we drew near, I could see the herd. Herd means the herd of wild ass or donkeys. I could see the herd galloping en masse. En masse means in a group, wheeling and turning in tight formation as if they were practicing maneuvers on some predetermined course. Plumes of dust billowed into the crisp, clean air. And it seems that as they are marching in a quite disciplined manner, dust particles were also blowing along with their munching process. As they were marching, the dust particles were also blowing. Pall of dust, PALL, very important term. So I am repeating this line. When we drew near means as we came very close to that group of wild donkeys, we can see that the herd was galloping en masse. En masse means they were galloping in a group, wheeling and turning in tight formation as if they were practicing maneuvers on some predetermined course. Plumes of dust billowed into the crisp, clean air. Plumes of dust, it was blowing along the clean, crisp air as they were marching. So I already told you it is a travelogue or a travel account, and what we learned from some of the paragraphs that I had discussed, they already started the journey, and their target or the target of the author was to reach Mount Kailash. And Shitan told him that the southwest direction will be the convenient path to move towards Mount Kailash. But if there is snowfall, then obviously it will create problem in the course of their journey. If there is no snowfall, then easily they can move on. When asked by the author what might be the weather or what might be the weather, because Shitan, according to the author, is a local person, but Shitan told him that it is very difficult to predict the weather in the mountains or in the summit. Unless and until we reach there, it is very difficult to predict the weather. Then they were acquainted with some gazelles who actually escaped those gazelles as they heard the sound of the engine of the car, and then they saw a group of wild asses or donkeys or kuang as the Tibetan name suggests, and they were all proceeding in a group en masse. And apart from that, the plumes of dust were also blowing on as the group of wild donkeys were marching. So these are the descriptions that we get to know, and regarding the paragraphs that I had discussed right now. In this audio, I won't discuss any more paragraphs. In the next one, I will continue from where I left in this particular audio presentation. Dear students, listen to this audio presentation very carefully, and if there is any doubt, do rectify. Thank you, students. Thank you all.